What's good, fam? It's Mr. Kelly with Good of the Hood. Talking about anything and everything that impacts the culture. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and that bell so you know when I'm posting. But today I want to talk about Kendrick Lamar and his latest release, his newest album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And it's a double disc, right? I'm about 90% through disc. Well, I'm all the way through disc 1 and then 90% through disc 2. So I haven't heard all of it. It's about an hour and 15 minutes, the total album, right? 18 tracks, and it's been long awaited. It's been 5 years. In 2017, Kendrick dropped Damn, which is a good album. And yes, Kendrick Lamar is, I think, the voice for sure for this generation. If I were to compare as far as impact, I would put him as the modern day Tupac. Now, I know a lot of people may not agree with that statement, but Tupac to my generation was huge. He spoke on a lot of different issues, more so than what's highlighted. If you're a true Tupac fan, you know that. Same thing with Kendrick Lamar. But Kendrick Lamar has always been, I think, from day one, has really been socially conscious. And in this latest album, that's very, very prevalent. It's a lot deeper than I anticipated it would be when he finally dropped. All this time, for this past 5 years, it's like Kendrick's been sitting on the sidelines and observing all of us and the world around him, as well as looking in the mirror, which is the title of one of the songs, looking in the mirror and reflecting on himself. He's talking about mental illness. He's talking about some of the family trauma that he went through. He's talking about situations in the hood in regards to not only finances, but the toxic behavior that we have. He's talking about, there's some lines in there about, like, what do you say? Something to the effect of, like, his aunt is a man now and he thinks he understands now. Something to that. I know I'm chopping that up, but I'm just saying, as far as he's approaching everything, and he really bared his soul on this album. So it's definitely one of those albums. I will say this. It's one of those albums I can tell already that you're going to have to sit with. You're going to have to really sit with it and listen to some of these tracks and really dissect it. There's a buddy of mine who's been on a couple of my videos, Face, that is a big KDot fan, and he's younger than myself. We did a top 10 together, and I want to see how because he's already told me that this album is fantastic, right? And I agree that it's a good album. I've only had the one listen through. It's a good album. I got to see how it really sits with me. It really makes you think. It's really thought provoking, and so which is what this generation needs. So I applaud him on his growth. Like, I applaud him on his growth. I believe he is stepping into his purpose, and I think there's going to be some big things for Kendrick in regards to he's going to be a big force for the community. Another rapper that's like that is Chance the Rapper, right? He's going to, like how he's had a big impact on Chicago. I think Kendrick's going to definitely have that impact, and not just for the West, but for the Black community, and specifically the younger generation as a whole, right? So kudos to him for that. The album, like I said, is good. 18 tracks. I'm probably going to do, like I said, another review on it and really dissect some of the music. But I'm going to have to call in some other people for that. Some younger generation, because I want to see what their perspective is. But he talks about everything. So look, that's just my quick little 2 cents on the album. Definitely go copy, give it a listen to if you haven't already. But this is going to be the album for the summer. I'm calling it now. This is the album for the summer. People are going to have to sit with this one for sure. Let it really marinate it and let it sink in. But until next time, this is Mr. Kelly with Good of the Hood.